Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa. In this video, I'm here sharing my top 10 fragrances for life. This is going to be my Middle Eastern version. I would love to combine all my designer niche and Middle Eastern fragrances and do a top 10 for life, just to compete and see which ones I'll actually keep as my top 10. However, in this video, it's going to be my top 10 for life Middle Eastern edition. These fragrances are fragrances I will essentially pick up backup bottles of. I'll repurchase. These give me compliments. They are grown, they are mature, they are nothing juvenile. They scream Ajwa. They represent me, what I stand for. They make me feel confident, bold, liberating. It makes me feel very liberating. Almost all of them make me feel very liberating, confident, and matured. There's a sensuality about most of them. There's an aura of freshness about some of them. As a matter of fact, there's one of these that I already have a backup bottle coming in, and that is the fragrance that is actually going to be my number one on this list. But in this, let's go with the 10th position here, and it's going to be my Khamrah of choice, which is going to be the Khamrah Qahwa. And I love Khamrah Qahwa. The OG I love, but this I'm obsessed with. This is a very beautiful interpretation of a boozy, Christmassy, festive vibe. It actually gives you that Christmas vibe, not as much as the OG Khamrah, does. Because of the infusion of the coffee one here, it gives it more of a sexy, more, appealing, sweeter, nuanced side to me. This is a very beautiful coffee, but not like a foodie in your face, like French coffee. It doesn't give me that at all. It is a coffee that is quite spiced, with some florals and that bit of a booziness, with that slightly toned down apple pie nuance of the OG Khamrah. And I much prefer this one. It gives me more of a very unisex, yet the OG gives you a very unisex appeal too, but this one gives me more of a sexy. It have been named the Khamrah Noir, the Khamrah Noir or Khamrah Black, because it gives me more of a sexy nighttime, Khamrah, so I would say I would love to have this one, as a lifer, like for a very long time. I don't intend to keep a backup bottle of this just because I still have a bottle of my Khamrah. I would want to utilize both before I move on, but if I should get any backup bottle between those two, it is going to be the Khamrah Qahwa. At the 9th position, I'm going to go with a fragrance I feel makes me feel very elegant. I simply describe this one as a rich man's wife's, fragrance. It's a very elegant fragrance. It smells exotic. It smells polished. It smells sophisticated. And this is going to be from the house Hareem, Junoon Noir, a classic oldie, yet a very relevant, good one. Very beautiful Middle Eastern, not oriental, but like exotic take on a fruity, vanilla, powdery, musky, womanly. It's all about a womanly, very liberated, like yet chill and calm, not doing too much, but also very present everywhere. This is sophistication at its peak, So you know what I was saying? Check it out. It's been around forever. It's been so much, like everywhere forever. It's like one that I think I'm always going to have this one. I'm always going to have this one. It is backup worthy, but I'm not picking up backup of some of these just because I think I have a little too much fragrance, like at this point. But this is very beautiful. It is different. The kumquat is, a different take on the fruit. Kumquat is a fruit I never even knew anything about or had smelt before I got to know Junoon Noir, and I was able to sort of, pick it up from there. And it's a very beautiful one. At the 8th position is going to be the only straight up raw intense oud fragrance that is going to be on this list. It is an oud that is not going to be for everybody. It is very animalic, quite Middle Eastern. If you thought oud for glory or oud for greatness was like a lot for you, then you have no business getting close to being Shaikh from the house Ahmed Al-Maghribi. This is beautiful. It is more on the masculine side, just slightly leaning to the masculine side, but to me it gives me boldness, it gives me confidence, it gives me that woman that I aspire to be, that bold, successful woman. It screams success, it screams matured, it screams confidence to me. Being Shaikh is not fragrance I would recommend for the the faint of heart. It is quite strong. If you ever thought oud for glory, oud for greatness was polarizing and a bit too much, please do not get close to this, because this is like the on steroids version of those two. It's quite on the skunky, just slightly on that, heavy, funky oud, with the spice, the woods, the earthiness of it all. It is quite on the masculine side. But to me, I prefer to even wear this one on its own without boxing it with anything. I want to respect some of these creations. I think it is beautiful on its own, especially in the air. On skin, it feels a lot more skunky, but in the air, there's this, freshness about it. I think it has some bitter orange, if I'm not mistaken. It has some bitter orange, or some citrus somewhere, and it's beautiful. It's year round to me. It's very year round, fragrance. You can wear it, I wouldn't say go wear this one to work. I wouldn't, maybe Oud for Glory you can wear to work, but this, maybe after work, after work, you can wear this one, or on a formal occasion, you can wear this one. This is a very beautiful, amped up Oud for Glory or Oud for Greatness, specifically Oud for Greatness. That is what, you can at least compare this one to a very beautiful, potent, powerful, fragrance, and that is going to be at the 8th position. At number 6 is going to be a matured gourmand scent. I like the fact that it's not going to give you your in your face, everywhere gourmand that a lot of people try to shy away from. I'm for that. I don't mind at all those realistic gourmand scents at all. However, in the case of Al Jawhara, it's not only going to be like a toned down version of an edible in your face gourmand. It is also going to give you something quite matured, quite on the complex side. It is fruit. It has a note of plum. I'm not getting that plum a lot more, but it still gives me a very creamy, milky, almondy nuance with that biscuity twist, a bit of, a biscuit vibe, plus some fruit and that sort of, fluffiness. In terms of the character, it gives me like a fluff. To me, it's a very beautiful, not spicy, like a bit of a woody, vanillic, plummy, yet almondy, milky, fluffy, gourmand. And I feel it is quite on the mature side. So that is going to be at number 7, Al Jawhara. At number 6, I'm going to go with a realistic foodie, in your face foodie. Everybody can smell you like there's a pastry or something going on here, a cookie or something. And this is going to be the case of a butterscotch with a bitter aftertaste to it, which people feel is like, comes across as incensey. To me, it is a complex fragrance, and I think vanilla toffee from Shagaf, Swiss Arabia, is a very beautiful, matured gourmand, but like in your face, realistic butterscotch scent. Essentially, that is what it's going to give you, with a bit of a woody, that incensey I get, that bitter walnut. It has some nuts, so it's got a bit of a nutty twist to it. A beautiful, spiced, vanilla, milk, creaminess, delicious, buttery gourmand. That is essentially what this one is going to give you. So it is like very decadent. It feels like something you just, want to bite into, like butterscotch toffee. It feels a bit candied, a bit milky, condensed milk. It gives you everything milk, like all shades of milk, and that is vanilla toffee. People say they feel something like burnt. I don't get it. I think it's just about that walnutty, aftertaste or bitter aftertaste that I get, and this is beautiful, truly gourmand, but also quite on the mature side. And number 4 is going to be another gourmand, but I find this also quite on the matured, complex, almost polarizing December vanilla. It is a very beautiful creme brulee. I get a very realistic creme brulee. I get a very realistic, like heavy dose of rum. There's a booziness to it. I get a heavy patchouli, which gives it an earthy. It's like a dirty vanilla, dirty patchouli. The creme brulee is like thick, very decadent, something that you feel like you can scoop out of a cup, like those kind of creamy gourmands you scoop out of a cup, with a bit of a caramelized, sugary touch. It is very beautiful. December vanilla is not for everybody. It is one who wants something bold and confident and matured and not on the borderline, but very sexy, sultry. It is like very come hither, man eater, attention grabbing, compliment magnet, a 10 over 10. Nobody can tell me otherwise what this one is not. This is everything that I need in a fragrance and then more. This is going to be your gourmand that is going to scream, look at me. It fills up an entire room Although people have like issues with the longevity, I don't, because I usually overspray and reapply. And it's one that you have to, be ready for, because it's going to give you something different. It's going to just meet you like, wow, what is this? It is different. It is amazing. It is like a vanilla, a gourmand, like a mismatch of everything that you would want when it comes to complex fragrances, like the vanillas with something else. That wooziness is sexy. The creme brulee is like edible, gourmand foodie. The vanilla is amazing, decadent and thick and rich. It is everything that I want in a fragrance, and that is going to be the case of December Vanilla at number 5. At number 4, I'm going to go with Empire Victor. I'm a creature of habit, so you can almost predict some of these fragrances, and Empire Victor, the older formulation, had to be here. This is going to give you your funk. It gives you actually some funk. It's not going to be your, but I'm having issue with my bottle. I think I broke the cap. I have to just replace the sprayer or something. But this is not going to give you your girly fluffy vanilla. It is not. It's going to give you that vanilla you have not smelled before. That vanilla that is like very matured. That vanilla that is very sexy. That vanilla that comes with something funky. That Barnyardy Oud is going to give you actually that Barnyardy Oud, that one that is like very sexy. Barnyardy Ouds can be very sexy depending on who is smelling it. And when I smell some Barnyardy Ouds, they come across as very sexy to me. And that is a case of Empire Victor, the older formulation. I would love to have this, as a lifer. This is one that like a damn reach for me on date night, on days that I want to feel powerful and strong and like womanly and sultry and very liberated. These are the kind of fragrances I go for. It's like a no-nonsense, smell me before you see me sort of, scent. And I love Empire Victor, the older formulation. I always keep emphasizing the older formulation because that is essentially what my preference. I love this. Like, this is the most beautiful vanilla, hands down, I have smelled in a very long time. Let's say for the year 2024, that has been amazing. And this is Empire Victor at my 4th position. At my 3rd position, I'm going to go with a fragrance that makes me feel elegant. It's like more on the ladylike, side. You can wear this one to church, to your weddings, to the brunch, the girly fun, events, the more conservative, more covered up, events. It gives me conservative, sophistication, elegance, all in one bottle, and that is going to be Lann from the house Lattafa. Lann is awesome. It is simply awesome. There is nothing that can describe this aside the word sophistication, elegance, ladylike, but also on the mature side. That is why I said most of these fragrances on this list come across as matured, and they come across as timeless. A lot of these fragrances come to me or scream timeless, grown. They feel very personal to me. They feel like when I wear them, I feel confident myself. I feel liberated. I feel like unstoppable, and that is going to be the case of Lann. This one gives me something a lot more demure. It's not your sexy come hither one. It's your more, demure, ladylike, more reserved, but also very beautiful. It screams power, in a subtle way, and that is going to be the case of Lann. Do not overlook some of these Middle Eastern fragrances. Lann is fantastic. At number 2 is going to be a fragrance I think I'm going to pick up another bottle as soon as I'm done. Arabiyat Oud Madawi, the 40th anniversary edition. That is a showstopper fragrance. Pineapple blossom, I think a bit of an apple blossom, with some vanillas and other florals. A very beautiful, elegant. It doesn't give you anything Middle Eastern. It doesn't give you anything oud. It's just a rich, beautiful pineapple scent. But it's not like a realistic Kaida facade in your face, squishy pineapple. It's not giving you that at all. It is giving you a very refined pineapple blossom. It is actually the note of pineapple blossom. So you're getting something like a floral pineapple, vanilla, which is not like the gourmand, food edible gourmand vanillas. It's very rich and intense and beautiful and deep and dressed up. I find it so sophisticated, polished. It is like one of the best fragrances that I have come across, although it is nothing oud, it is nothing spice. People have compared it to Eba Pura. It is nowhere. Eba Pura is nowhere near Arabian Oud, Madawi, the 40th anniversary. It is nowhere near. I can't even think about comparing them. Eba Pura it's like in a league of its own, but it is totally different from Madawi, the 40th anniversary. They are like different classes on their own, but I much prefer my Madawi Gold, even the OG Madawi, I prefer over Eba Pura. These are going to be fantastic fragrances, these are actually fantastic fragrances. And the number one on this spot here is a fragrance I think I'm now making it like my signature scent. It is currently what I'll consider, trying to make it my signature scent, because not only do I want to wear this on its own, I find it tops, ups or layers beautifully with other fragrances too. I have one actually backup bottle on its way to me, and this is mango huguso. Like, this is just simply delectable. It's beautiful. It is mango, it is black currant, it is pineapple in equal proportion with some creaminess to it. There's a creamy dry down to it, which I love. And it also screams perfume, in as much as I say it is tropical, it also gives me dressed up, it gives me perfuming, it gives me everything but sexy. I can even make this one into something sexy depending on what you are wearing. It feels very comforting, very elevating. It's like a pick me up, like something that you need in your life. You want to brighten up your mood. If you want people around to feel, relaxed, nothing too intimidating. It is not intimidating at all. It is very welcoming. It is like a very beautiful scent. I love how this smells on me. I guess it's just like a 10 over 10. Longevity wise, a 10 over 10. Scent profile, a 10 over 10. Price point, a 10 over 10. I just simply love how this fragrance wears. It's just beautiful. It is not too much. It's not like beast mode going to annoy people. Just welcoming. It is beautiful. It is delectable. Like a fruity gourmand scent. That is essentially what this one is. This is simply beautiful. And I think every single woman deserves a bottle of Mango Huguso in her collection. These are simply fragrances I consider my life first. These are 10 fragrances. Obviously, there are more fragrances I would love to keep, as life first, but these readily come to mind, and I guess wanted to share them with you in this video. So that is going to be it for today, and I hope this video found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Merry Christmas.